have you in the
Such
studio.
an honor to be here.
It's been so long. How is married life? How was the Bahamas? I hear you went to Hollywood. You've been traveling. No, it's not true.
Oh, I've been around.
Yeah?
I've been around.
For 2 years?
But I've not been around marrying. I married too long ago. Yeah, I married young.
Okay, you married young.
So, yeah.
So,
but I mean,
how is married life? How is it treating you?
Cool.
Yeah?
Cool.
No stress?
No.
No wahala?
No.
Yeah, everything's going well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we are dealing with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, for 2 years, we didn't hear anything from you. I mean, you're one of the few people that made me actually love gospel songs more, because you brought your own style into it. You had this different genre that made it very, very interesting and very danceable. So even when you're in your car, I'm not saying it's boring, but sometimes you want to jam to some song and you feel like you just want that gospel song that you can actually dance to and snap with and post on Instagram and be doing all the dabbing and stuff. And I could literally do that with your songs. Awesome. So for 2 years, not hearing anything from Cwesi Oteng was a bit troubling for me, and I'm sure your fans as well.
It was also troubling for me. Yes, but I was dealing with things, and I was also trying to re-strategize and refocus. Just make sure that I just wanted to be in the position to just impact greater. Okay. Yes, and so it was important. You know, like eagles are like that. Yes, you know, if you want to like shoot quite high, sometimes you dig deep, and when you're digging deep, it's in silence. And I went through that stage. Yes, the past times I've been. I mean, of course, I wanted to be all out there then, but otherwise, the situation I had is such that I just wanted to just be low and shoot well. Okay, so your best friend George Cwesi had nothing to do with you going. Do you guys still talk? No, he's a great guy.
Yeah,
George, I respect him.
I mean, after everything,
George, I respect. You know, like Ghana messed. Not Ghana, like the radio made. I didn't insult him. Okay, I just said that what you said is a blah blah statement to make. Okay. But Cwesi Oteng, for people who don't know what exactly he said, what exactly did George Cwesi say? He said gospel artists are the highest bribe-paying artists in GH, and so then I think he knows the particular because because me, of course, and I also don't think that he lied. I think that he said something true because 2013. I was in over 7 categories nominated, even in Artist of the Year. But the gospel artist who was not in Artist of the Year won Gospel Artist of the Year. It was just Yak Wak.
And who was that person?
It was a Tibon Great who won that. Okay. Yes, and so personally I was like, it's just awkward. But I mean, it was done boldly before Ghana. Okay. And I mean, not that I am anything, but otherwise, I just thought that, I mean, you should know that this person deserves Gospel Artist of the Year. All right? Yeah. This person deserves Gospel Artist of the Year to not have given the person that much nominations. Okay. The person had just 1 or 2 nominations. Yes. And I had like 7 nominations. Yeah. And somebody comes to me, and I was in Artist of the Year with Sako, the VIP, and all that. And so, I mean, I think that when he said, I was like, wow, but actually you don't generalize like that. And so when we were talking on radio, then he said that I'm saying what I'm saying because I want to be relevant. Oh, wow. Then I said, wow, that's a stupid statement. But people actually do or say things to stay relevant in the industry. People actually thrive on controversy. Cool. But if you tell me that I'm saying that to be relevant, it's a low punch. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, it was just not necessary. But I mean, come on, he knows I respect him. Do you understand? And 2, he's a businessman. Yeah. Do you understand? He knows that that Wahala did. You get it? That Wahala was a lot of news in Ghana. Yes. And you also need the news. Nobody wants to hear something good. Exactly. Bad news, they say, always travels faster. So, I mean, nobody, I think he knows. And we've met. I've been at the Hitmaker event. I was with Kewa most of the time when he was judge, and so I would go with him. We met several times.
Did you guys hug when you met?
And of course, I mean, he knows I love him. He knows I respect him. He's not somebody who, I mean, wherever he is, I mean, listen, he knows I love and respect him. And he knows that whatever happened there is not an insult. He knows it's a show. It's called show business.
Okay,
you know?
show
we
business.
understand it. We are cool with it.
Right.
But otherwise, it was just a moment. If I was wrong, then I'm sorry. I apologize for it. But otherwise, in all due respect, I just think that we were dealing with quite serious issues. Bribe is a crime. And if people are doing it, of course, he came out with it and said, but otherwise, we try to deal with it.
Right.
Yes.
So would you say the fact that you actually came out to talk about all those issues, to actually make him understand that it's not all of you, or you are not trying to stay relevant? I mean, you voiced
I wasn't trying to stay relevant. I wasn't trying to stay relevant.
But
I think I am. I mean, come on. My relevance is known to me, is known to God, is known to Ghana. As much as Ghana's history will be recorded, you cannot miss me in the writings of it.
So, Cwesi, what makes you stay relevant aside your music? What makes me stay relevant? Yes.
What makes me stay relevant?
Aside your music.
Aside my music. I cannot take my relevance outside music, because Ghana knows me for music, and music has brought me this far, and so that is what I am about, aside every other thing I do. Yes.
So would you say for 2 years when you weren't doing music, then you weren't relevant in the industry?
Perhaps that's what he was alluding to, but otherwise, I am quite cool with myself. And like again, I was telling some folks that I'm not here because I was seeking fame. And I am not here because I'm trying to be recognized by anybody. I am on a heavenly assignment and trying to please God and fulfill my assignment. That is quite very important to me. But aside that, we'll deal with whatever is on the street.
Right. Now, still speaking of people that have been saying a lot of things about you concerning the gospel industry, recently, I think Councillor Lutrot also said that he feels some people are actually not playing their parts well in the gospel industry. I think he mentioned SP Kofi Sapong and a few people, and he said they're just adding to the numbers. And he feels you do stolen songs, you're a copycat. The songs you do are not originally yours. Did you ever sample a song or do anything of that sort that made him...
I'm perhaps the only Ghanaian artist that would do a concert without singing any public domain song. I started the trend, of believing in your own songs and singing them. I don't go anywhere I'm invited to go and sing public domain songs. I sing my own songs. I wrote my own songs, and I do them. He wants attention. And he knows that if you hit Cwesi Oteng will respond.
Did you respond to that?
I didn't respond.
So if you had the chance to say anything to Councillor right now,
I wanted to thank him because he made a lot of noise for me. He made my work very, very easy when I was releasing my new album. A lot of people wanted to be sure whether this guy is relevant or not. You go listen to my song and see whether these are people to honor or respect, you know. And so, come on, it was a little statement to make. I mean, I want to deal with presidential issues. Presidential issues.
Yes. Throw more light on that.
I just want to deal with more high, serious.
Are we looking at
issues?
Cwesi Oteng becoming the next president of Ghana?
No. But you never know. You can also become the next president.
Well,
of Ghana. Recently I said that they wrote about me that I said somewhere that Pakosindom president, there was an issue like that. They asked me whether do I think he can be president? And I said that, wow, of course. Every Ghanaian has the right to be president. But I think there's a path to becoming that. And I suggested that it would be fun and quite, with the funds he has to push PPP, he could, with those funds within NPP, perhaps do something. With him ever as flag bearer. I think Ghanaians love him. They are not voting for him not because they hate him. They respect him.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a wisdom in Donald Trump not going as an independent or forming his party, but going through the Republican Party. Okay. And so it's something just to learn or copy or whatever.
Okay.
You know, and so that's just what I did. I was writing something, whatever. I mean,
okay. But do you think politics is something you'd like to delve into as time goes on?
No, I think serving God is greater to me.
Right. Now, I've seen a few of your gospel musicians that support a lot of, the presidential candidates. And, they go all out. They don't even care at all. What do you think about things like that? Is that something you do?
Other artists, I don't know, well, maybe let me just say secular art, whatever, of course. But other artists also go all out. Okay. Other artists also go all out.
And you think it's right? Do you think it's right to do something like that?
It's a citizenry decision and choice. It has nothing to do with brand. Of course, people attach issues with it in Africa and I think globally and everything. But otherwise, I think it's people's right to choose, and it's people's right to vote, and it's people's right to make personal, private decisions that this is what I want to do. But here, people will have issues with it. But otherwise, it's just it's up to them because I am not angry who you voted for.
Yes.
Or am I going to spoil my relationship with you because you made a choice? That is why Africa alone can have wars and fight and kill people after elections because of the stupidity of wanting somebody to vote your choice. Okay, but it's like we want to, impose our will on everybody, and so it affects our friendship, our relationships. It's just something that perhaps if we change can help.
Okay, so did you vote?
I voted.
Who did you vote
for the president, current president.
Oh, so you're MPP?
I am not MPP.
Okay.
I voted for Nana Akufo-Addo because I believe in him. I believe in his leadership.
Right.
I think from where we were and also giving the opportunity, he will be able to make history with Ghana. But I am not a partisan MPP person. I can vote against him if I choose to. And when I see that the leadership is not happening, I can make that choice. I'm not bound by a party like many Ghanaians are. That I'm not automatically going to vote for him.
Right.
Perhaps I am an Otabil thinking type of person when it comes to voting. I choose with time. I'm not.
You don't follow the crowd. No?
It's not even the crowd. I'm not autopilot.
Okay.
You understand? That's my great grandfather. No. I can vote for NDC next time.
Right.
Yes, provided we have the right situations and things don't go as promised.
Right.
Basically.
Okay.
Yes.
Cwesi, cheers.
Cheers to.
Cheers to good things, right?
Cheers to blessings.
And cheers to not going 2 years without us hearing from you again.
I'm too prepared. I'm prepared to go. I can record every day for the next 10 years.
Okay, right.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm too loaded.
He's too loaded, like a gun, fully loaded, right? Have you fired a gun before? No. You haven't.
No.
I'll teach you how to shoot then.
I mean, I think it's good to learn how to shoot, but not for showing off. Not for all them things on Instagram happening.
Okay, we'll talk about somebody who was shooting into the air for all them things.
But it's like
we're countdown.
Anyway, let me not. Should we?
No, we'll talk about that. I mean, we are here to also check out your top 5 songs.
Okay,
so we'll start with the 5th song. What was the 5th song?
The 5th song is by Lady Pastor Aida from my church.
Okay.
Lighthouse Chapel.
Right.
Yes, it's a great song.
Why that song?
Why that song? I think it's something that can minister to a lot of people. And if I have the chance to be on TV to make a choice, that's what I choose.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And then you had a song from Godfrey.
Tim Godfrey. My Nigerian friend. Great guy.
Right.
Yes. and from Joe Metal, and also Sonny Badu.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He's already given out all the top 5 songs that will be playing, so you guys have an idea of it. But of course, you can get interactive and ask him all the questions you'd love to ask him. JTron TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So we'll take the songs that Cwesi Oteng has selected for you. Beautiful. Yeah. And then you also selected a song by a Nigerian brother.
Yes.
Now there's a lot going on social media lately. Nigerians and Ghanaians. This is something that has been in existence for a very long time, with the whole Ghana Jollof, Nigerian Jollof. When it comes to our music, they say Ghanaian music, Nigerian music. We're always comparing back and forth. Okay. But I feel sometimes it's quite healthy, and it gives us a lot to talk about. But recently, I think it's gone the extra mile, where Shatta Wale came out to say Wizkid is not a star. And there were some Ghanaian musicians that felt they shouldn't support Shatta because they think Wizkid is actually a star and he's pushing Africa. At the end of the day, it's Africa, right? Now there was a post that I was actually showing to you where people said Ghanaians do not support each other, especially in the music industry. Yes. You people don't support each other. You backbite when somebody gets a new car. How did the person get it? The person does a song. Oh, he copied the song. They have terrible things to say about their own people in the industry. I'm not in the music industry, of course. Yes, I host a musical show, but I'm not a musician, so I don't know into details what really is happening in the gospel music industry. Is that how it is? Is that whatever it is that we are seeing from this angle?
I just think I want to deal with it broadly.
Okay.
I don't want to box it for gospel.
You want to bring it down to the gospel?
I don't want to box it for gospel.
Because they say Nigerians are very united, even from
Nigerians
the
are very united.
Okay.
If a Nigerian goes to a bar, you bring you go and take the Nigerian artist song from his car and give it to the bartender to play for him. Perhaps whilst he is there, that is what he would choose to do.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
Nigerians play 99% Nigerian song on all radio and TV stations in Nigeria.
Okay.
It is legalized to do so. If you're a TV or radio stations and you don't TV or radio station and you don't do that, you can be arrested because the law supports playing 99% Nigerian song and 1% goes to America.
Okay.
I was in Nigeria.
Okay.
And they were playing my song. God they bless me. They played half. Played to half, just half of it. Then the guy cut it and said that that's all they can do. I mean, that's the how much they. And so if my song is even played in Nigeria, it's played on bloggers and all that. And there's another X2D a TV station also that play like a TV segment like this as played within and all that. And so Nigeria has used their power, political and constitutional power to support every nation.
Okay.
Is it bad? No. It is the best.
Okay.
That's why Donald Trump will say America first. Any nation that cannot put their citizens first is a stupid nation. Okay? And so it's not bad. It's how it is done.
Okay.
It is how to do it.
Right.
That's why Sarkodie is big or Shatta or whoever is big in Ghana.
Yeah.
But good, go to Nigeria and do a show. And let's see 10,000 people will gather and all that. Why? Right. Because they don't play it there. And so, all right.
So
but how does it work here? No.
So do you think we are not doing things the right way?
We are not doing things the right way. That's what I said somewhere that you can do whatever. You can do what is it, Gamro, whatever. If you leave the High Court to set a constitution that support the arts in our nation, sculptors will still be selling by the roadside. Artists that should have been hiding in forests to create would have to bring it by the roadside, because it's when you see art by the roadside, when you see people sculpting and putting it by the roadside, it's a sign of the lack of disrespect for arts in any country. If you go to America where they respect arts, those people are in their homes creating and selling it for millions.
They are so rich.
Yes.
They have to auction the arts. You have big people sitting down.
What is giving $2 million to whatever, what's their name? Ghana, whatever. The Ghana, whatever. Yes. Then when there's like the president sees that he has given millions of dollars and his eye is not seeing anything, he doesn't budget for you. He doesn't budget for you. You want to go for a campaign. Please, you don't need campaign. You need our High Court to institute within our constitution for for it to be legal,
right,
for TV stations, radio stations, and everything that is upon the land to support national and internal stuff. Of course, should you not support international things? You should, but otherwise you cannot give 70 or 90% to internet for it to get to extent where people are now insulting Ghanaians. So I just posted that people should support Ghana music. Blah,
yes,
blah. Somebody said that.
We'll come to that.
Somebody said even when it is terrible. No, we don't have terrible music here. Listen to radio. See what young people are doing.
Yeah.
See what Joe Metal is doing. See what Kiddy is doing. Kel Songs.
Kwame Eugene.
See what I just told you. Call that terrible music? No.
Yeah.
If it was in Nigeria, you will see that even if it is terrible, he will let you think that it's the best thing you've heard.
Yeah.
It's a character. We don't have to we don't have to have learned how to do it. We have to be intentional. We'll take a pen and paper. Okay, I'm going to support my national music. I'm going to do this. And if any person to do anything to impact our arts, it is not giving money. It is high court.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
GH1 must know that, okay, because of the constitution, I can only play 1 or 2 foreign music today. And so I need more Ghanaian content. Where is it?
Right.
That's how to move forward.
Okay. Yeah. So with the whole controversy again, concerning the whole Shatta Wale whiskey, do you think what Shatta Wale did was right? Because we're talking about the gun.
I think that if Shatta Wale is praising Wizkid, nobody will be concerned about it.
Okay.
The only way Shatta Wale gets attention is to be himself. After a good smoke, come out and just give it out. Okay. Do I disrespect Shatta Wale for doing that? No. Okay. Should he do that? I think
shooting the gun in the air.
Shooting a gun in the air is a big issue. Why should you do that? Why should you do that? Because if you sit in front of the Ghana president and tell the Ghana president that children are listening to you, do you understand? And you go and take gun and you are shooting in the air. Do you understand? A president has given you honor to come and sit with him, and you tell the president that children are looking to you. The next week, you go and take gun, you are shooting in the air. Do you understand? It makes a president maybe even regret for hosting you. Do you understand? If we respect a president, you don't do that. Yeah. Somebody was saying that, it's because he's going to see the president. I said, it's not because he's going to see the president. This is something he's doing. What is actually going to happen now is that young people who have his fans are going to think that having a gun
is right
for even practice.
Okay, it's okay.
For just practice. Yeah. All right, it's okay. We saw what people who had guns did. What's his name? That musician just had a gun, had issue with a taxi driver, and thought that shooting the gun or testing it to show his anger was okay. And so I think that it's quite very irresponsible that he did that. As much as I respect him as a very influential artist in Ghana, you don't use your influence to do that. Someone even said, a friend of mine said, when you are a die-hard fan of Shatta Wale, and he does something like that, and maybe Wizkid even comes to perform, and Shatta is not even pulling out a gun, that fan would feel like, I should actually shoot for Shatta because I love him, and I love everything that he does. So they can even do the job for him. Things are not said. Things are not said, all right? And maybe I may not be the one to say it. But things happen at shows. Do you understand? And the security people will tell you what happened after every show or at this show, but those things are not publicized. Okay. Sometimes people die. Yeah. Sometimes people are killed. I mean, look at what happened to Stonebwoy's wife. Yes. Do you understand? If he had gone through her, what would have happened? Sure. You get it? Of course, as much as we are doing dancehall and whatever, we to Ghana, we have a culture, and maybe we may want to have a culture in Ghana that is doing dancehall, that it doesn't include guns. Yes. Okay. Yeah. But I see you know a lot about what's happening in the secular musical world. Do you listen to secular music? Yeah, who's your favorite? Is great. Who's your favorite? I like all of them. I like all of them. The other day I was watching Shatta Wale's. You have to do a freestyle of your favorite song. I was watching Shatta Wale's new video. It was some Chinese people are dancing. Shatta. So Shatta is your favorite artist? He's not my favorite artist. Who's your favorite? I don't think I have a favorite. Okay. All of them are great. Yes. But would you ever collaborate with any of them on a song? So they can't be my favorite. Oh, maybe you are. You never know. Yeah, no, I don't have to be their favorite to be relevant. You see. Of course, I know that. But otherwise, all of them I respect, I love, I honor them. They are great.
Yeah.
You see. But I don't have a particular person who is like my favorite. I'm listening crazy about.
Okay.
I think I'm crazy about all of them.
But
all
would you ever do a
great.
collaboration with someone doing the secular
If we have
music?
a project, I think people are suffering. If maybe this Libya issue like this, if even there's a song, why not? It will be fun. But I can't do a collaboration where we are praising God. Lord, you are mighty. Lord, you are. We can't do that. I don't joke with God to think that somebody singing about how big somebody's bottles is and how wild they can bang it or something. Then Father, you are mighty.
Yeah.
You see? No, be ending a lame.
Okay.
Do you understand? But we can do a project.
Okay.
We can do a project to talk about what's happening in the street, what's happening in the nation, what's happening with this. But otherwise, I'm not under pressure to collaborate with anybody.
So Samini and Stoneboy, who do you think is the best dancehall artist? These two.
I think it's not about the best.
Okay.
It's about
whose songs
honor.
do you
It's about honor.
Honor. Okay.
Both Shatawale and Stoneboy should honor Samini.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Perhaps when they were not relevant, he was pushing it. But today I saw some things Shatawale tweeted about Samini, quite very disrespectful. And I said that you cannot behave like, you can't do this and nobody will do it to you.
Okay.
Do you see? When you do it, you think Shatawale, of course, might be or think that he's only this, but some small boy will rise in Ghana here. Do you understand?
And I think they're coming.
Some people will rise in Ghana here, and when they rise, whatever how Shatawale also came and everybody followed, and it's like Samini wasn't like the king of whatever.
Yeah.
It happens, and so when it's your time. You honor those who have been here already.
Okay.
If you disrespect them, there's a generation that will come and disrespect you.
Okay.
It's life. You cannot no matter what they do, Ghanaians know their father. If they don't know, Ghanaians know their father. Yes.
Okay. All right. So now
I don't make comparisons between them. All of them. No, if they can release big hit songs, but still their father is there.
Okay.
And they can insult their father, but we Ghanaians know their father.
You know who the father is. Okay. So I'm actually on your Twitter right now, and the last thing you tweeted, you were talking about how to support Ghanaian music. You said, pray for the music industry, wish them well, make efforts to get and share their music, demand and request them played wherever, write and speak well of them, believe in them, and intentionally honor them. Do you feel like people don't support you the way they have to, especially the Ghanaian music industry?
You see, because honor, you have to. The Bible said that the prophet is not honored in their city, and so a city has to decide to honor their prophet, or a city has to make an intentional decision to do. A radio station must make an intentional decision to do. A TV station must make an intentional decision to do. People must make an intentional decision. It's not about feelings. Don't feel. Feelings are nothing. Okay. People who enter marriages, or people who feelings are nothing. Yeah. Young people treasure feelings, but the feeling will go. Okay. When you come and value commitment, you come and value trust, you come and value integrity. All right, which has nothing to do with feelings but decisions. Do you see? So we must just intentionally make a decision, not to do 1 year something then. You honor musicians. The musicians are happy. They wear big suits, go and collect one award and fight over the award. It's not honor. Okay. When they finish, they don't play your music.
Right. But we will play your music. We support you. We support you 100. Guys, so speaking of supporting music, as I mentioned earlier on, this is a part of the show where we take songs from, of course, our celebrity guest, and he has selected 5 songs. We've dealt with 2. We have 3 more to go. What was the third song you selected? Sonny Badu.
Sonny Badu.
Okay.
Badu,
are you a fan of Sonny Badu?
Am I a fan of Sonny Badu? I am a fan, a loyalist, a lover, and somebody I honor. Okay. I think Sonny Badu has done for gospel music what Africa gospel should do. If you have a show in America right now, you don't have Sonny Badu on it, or even if you're having a show that is going to host a lot of people, you don't have Sonny Badu on it, maybe you've not done your checklist well. Okay. And so he's gotten somewhere that I desire to go. And so he's somebody I honor and respect, and and I just honor him.
Okay, and the second song?
Bononi by Joe Metal.
Bononi.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm not even going to ask you about why you selected that song, because you've spoken on the fact that you actually like Joe Metal. So guys, let's check out the 2 music videos. As I said, if you want to get interactive, and I will find you by Lacrae to Cwesi. Okay. Cwesi, I think.
You really will find me.
I know, right? The person is trying to find you. Cwesi, your song Next in Line is really being a blessing. I love you very much. Okay. Ninafi says, I love you, Cwesi Oteng. You are my motivator. God bless you. G.H. Rockefeller says, what Cwesi is saying is very true. Just like Jamaican Alkaline, very young guy came out and kicked Vibes Cocktail lyrically. Shatawale thinks he would never grow old. His time will definitely come. We will live to see his downfall. His attitude and manners is just okay, what's that? Very ungrateful. Okay.
I don't think we are interested in seeing Shatawale's downfall.
Downfall, exactly.
I don't think one thing to say his downfall is a thing, but. Yeah, I mean, I think if anybody, when he sleeps at night, he should want to find a way to, begin a culture of honor. Yeah. Especially people who have been there. Yes. No matter the issues, just make sure that you are sowing seeds of honor.
Okay. Yeah. Right. More messages on Twitter. Joe Church, shouts going out to you. Lots of messages. A lot of people are saying you're making sense. Osu Manche, you're also watching. Shouts going out to you. And Corridor King, and to Hills Lookout GH, shouts going out to you as well. And Brad Casper, you guys have sent in lots of messages, and this one says, hi, please tell Cwesi Oteng I like him, and please, when will you bring Chris Addo onto the show? We'll definitely work on that. Now I'm going straight to your Twitter again, because there's something interesting I saw there, and it's a present issue that a lot of us have seen, and I think it's very barbaric and very inhuman for something like that to be happening in our 21st century. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of celebrities are talking about, and lots of people in power. But the question is, what are we as individuals doing to fight it? So he said, the Libyan situation is a result of the failure of African leadership. No African would need to go anywhere else for shelter if our shelter was well managed by the selfish people who have led and failed so miserably, which is actually very true. But then again, please throw more light on what you actually tweeted concerning this Libyan situation.
Africa has a destiny. Recently there's a research that the black man's brain is can do better than a white man's brain. The black man's brain has the potential to do better than a white man's brain. Here in Africa, we've had very bad, selfish, you would think that a person maybe who has been hungry before, given the opportunity, would have made another person not hungry. But the hungry person got an opportunity, got there, and forgot that he's been hungry before. And that's we've had that type of leadership. And it has created a situation where the population has grown irrespective of the bad leadership and the bad situations we've had with jobs and things. It didn't change. It didn't make our population small. People still had sex. There's been growth of population. And people are trying to fulfill their dreams. They've waited for years. It's not happening. They want to run.
They have to take life in their
They want to run out of this hell of place to be. Do you get it? And they are trying it, going through Libya, and see the situation there.
But Cwesi,
wickedness.
This slavery thing, I don't think has ever ended. Even amongst we the blacks, even in our homes. Sometimes you go and visit somebody and you see a house help who works from morning till dusk. They don't sleep, they don't eat, they're not fed properly. I've even seen stories where somebody butchered a house help because the person didn't cook for them.
Don't respect blacks at all. They don't respect blacks at all. If those of them who've invested here, you should see how they talk to their staff. I've seen some. I mean, when I go to places, I'm in hotels, and sometimes I pounce on when they are talking to staff and things. Even in this country, our own citizens are being treated as nothing.
Yes.
And it's like we don't have security, where it's like we don't even have leadership in our own country that protects your own citizens or give them a certain respect.
Very true.
And these Middle East folks really don't respect.
They don't.
They are very, very racist and very inferior thinking, because you have to be very insecure to treat somebody like this.
Another human being like that.
Yes,
I think it needs to start with us.
Yes.
Even in our own small way. If we can't go out there and fight for them, it starts from our homes. The house helps you have in your homes. How do you treat them? How do your kids see you treating them? How do your neighbors even see you treating them?
And that is why when the parents are not home, they beat them. Me, I've had the opportunity to take care of children before. I mean, my bosses, my former bosses, and even my parents used to take their children to school. And every time I had the opportunity to do that, I did it for my children, not for. I took care of them sometimes, quiet. And so, but otherwise, I think that this is a shame on our African leadership. And
huge one.
They must wake up to the occasion.
And smell the coffee,
Yeah, they must just rise to the occasion.
Okay, Cwesi.
Change things.
We've heard you, and I'm sure everyone that's listening, I'm sure have been able to pick one or two from what you have to say. Now let's move to the fun part, the fun aspect of the show. I'm going to ask you a few questions. It's a riddle.
Okay.
Riddle.
Riddle.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a baby, though you hold it in your arms close to your bosom. It's not an Indian man, though it has long beard. It's not a monkey, though it's a tail and it's bent. And it's not a bird, though it has a beautiful voice. What am I? You're not going to get this. I know. Jeezy. Guys, I didn't say the question. Jeezy did. So in case you want to
because you should find a question I should know.
Let me give you something else. I'm sure you know this one. I have 3 eyes, color yellow, red, and green. When the red eyes open, everyone freezes. What am I?
Traffic light.
Spotlight.
Traffic light.
Everything is visible, but there's something that cannot be seen. Everything around us is visible, but there's just one thing that you never see it.
Yeah.
What's that thing? Or who is that
Perhaps
person?
people get to see it eventually.
Who? What? Who is that person and what is that person?
Not something is coming to mind. Maybe it's not it, but that's what is coming to mind.
I hope it's nothing bad.
Oh, it's not bad to say. It's bad to say on TV.
What's that? Okay, it's bad.
But if everything about you is seen, but there's something that is not seen.
Yes.
What do you want me to think about?
But you pray to that person every day. You've not seen the person. It's
God,
Cwesi. We don't see him, but then we know he's there, right?
But within every person is the ability to meet God face to face within their lifetime.
Okay.
Within everybody's design and purpose and scroll is the place to meet God face to face, not after when you die, but within your lifetime.
Okay.
For God to, have that Moses and God engagement, Abraham and God engagement. Everybody has that. You have it.
Yeah. So we see God.
You see it.
Anyway, so now let's talk about your project. 2 years, and you're finally back with something bigger and better for your fans. Let's talk about the new music video and the new song.
It's an album called Anthems.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, you have been working then.
Oh, yes.
Nice. Okay, so it's an album.
It's an album.
Okay.
Called Anthems. We recorded some lovely, amazing songs.
Okay, how many songs do you have on there?
I think 10 or 11 songs.
Oh, nice.
And they are just mad.
Fire.
Madness.
Something for Christmas.
Madness. Your 2 years of my absence, not releasing music. It's not because I didn't have music. I have countless. I'm just too ready for everything, and I'm just happy that it's begun. We release next in line.
Okay.
The rest is following. I think 2 or 3 more songs will come within December.
Nice.
And then hopefully in January we'll release the album.
Okay,
hopefully.
Right. Yes. So Cwesi, your final words to your fans. Of course, you can see you have been missed greatly. A lot of people have been sending messages and saying that they miss you so much.
I also miss them.
We're excited you are back.
Yes,
so
this is quite fun.
What do we expect from you, of course, aside the fact that you've done something very huge and commendable by releasing that album?
I'm just here to continue my change campaign.
Okay.
I've been about shifting the paradigm ever since I came to the face, and we're taking it to another level.
Okay.
Today I saw a tweet, somebody was saying that he made a list of a few people who are going to lead Africa's gospel music.